Hey, what's up? This is Vincent. I want to thank you for joining me on another edition of The Good Life with VA, where we like to let you know that life gets better. And man, before I go any further, I want to thank everybody out there for the comments, the support, the love that you've shared with me on the first few videos that I've put out on the channel. Absolutely excited about that. And for anyone who has not yet had an opportunity to subscribe to the channel, make sure you do that. Go over to YouTube right now if you're on the blog. That way that you're getting all the notifications. As soon as a video drops, it goes right to your phone. Now, today's subject is something that's near and dear to me and something I think that can be powerful for you as well. And those are 4 techniques that you can use to get the most out of journaling. Now, journaling is something that I personally have a little, I guess you could say, success and a little experience with. And these are just a few of my journals. And what I think about journaling is that it's absolutely life-changing for me. It creates a state of mind, a peace of mind. It allows me to get a little bit closer to maybe some fears, some doubts, some worries, some goals, some aspirations. Journaling absolutely allows for you to do tons of different things, but I want to speak right now on 2 benefits that I think you can get immediately from this video and take what I'm sharing with you and go to work with it immediately. The first benefit is there's a book called What to Say When You Talk to Yourself, written by Dr. Shad Helmstetter. I'm going to share with you in the comment section a link to the book so you can check it out for yourself. But what he says in this book is that 77% of the thoughts we have on a daily basis are negative thoughts. 77%. Now think of this. We use tens of thousands of words a day to talk to ourselves, and he's saying that 77% of these are negative. Now they probably go around these things: fear, doubt, and worry. Fear, doubt, and worry. Man, I hope that I don't bomb this presentation. I hope I don't bomb this interview. I hope that my child is safe. Any number of things that go through your head. What he's saying is that 77% of these are negative thoughts. What journaling allows you to do is absolutely just contain yourself for a second, stop the thoughts from spraying all over the place, and you can concentrate for a quick second, no more than 10 to 20 minutes a day if you want to take this on daily, and just change that conversation. Focus on something positive should you want to make a positive journal entry, and make sure that you're creating a great foundation to go against that 77% that he referred to. And the second benefit I want to share with you is the power of focus. Now, we can all agree that we are the multitask society today. We can do so many different things at one time. Well, when you open that journal and the pad hits the paper, you can't focus on anything other than what you're writing in that moment. The ability to block out all distractions and get one-on-one connection with you and yourself and your thoughts in that pad is absolutely life-changing, because so many of us today have so much going on in our lives. To block out everything else and make that relationship with your journal entry can be life-changing. So let's talk about 4 different ways that you can go about this, and I'm going to make them super simple, super quick, and at the same time maybe even a little bit of fun for you. So the first approach, or the first technique, is called the recap. Now the recap can just be about an event. It can be about a day, a week, or a month, and you're just recapping how you felt about that experience. Now the cool thing about the recap is when we go through and start to document our lives, it's kind of interesting to look back 5 years later, 10 years later, and say, man, this is where I was, this is what I was thinking, this is what was happening to me at this part of my life. You don't get the benefit of the recap always immediately, but once you start to make this a habit, it's absolutely incredible to look back and see some of maybe the obstacles that you were able to overcome. Maybe you can look at some of the great things that happened in your life and relive those through your journal. The recap is a powerful way for you to absolutely just take your journaling to the next level. The next is the good feeling story. Now, here's a good feeling story. A good feeling story could be about where you are in your life right now. So let's just say that you're in a job that you're not very happy about. Now, a lot of people can relate to being in a job that you're not happy about. But what you can do to change that 77% that we talked about earlier is tell the best story that you can about the situation you're in now. So let's say, man, I really don't enjoy the job that I'm in right now, but it is a blessing for me to be in the field that I always wanted to be in. Now it's just time for me to find the right connection with a better employer or a better opportunity than where I am right now. I'm blessed to be able to provide for my family, pay my bills. I just am looking for something more fulfilling. at this point. Do you see how the good feeling story doesn't say, man, my boss sucks, I can't stand what I'm doing? Those things may be true, but that's not what you want to focus on in the good feeling story. The good feeling story is your opportunity to tell the truth about a situation, but focus on what are called the positive aspects of that story. A good feeling story can actually raise your level of vibration, raise your level of positivity. Then when you leave that journal entry, you kind of start to think, man, it's not as bad as I thought it was, and give you that zest that you need to kind of get into a better situation. And that leads us to the third technique, and that's the better feeling story. Now, the better feeling story is a way for you now to use your imagination and let it run wild. The better feeling story can be about that dream vacation, that dream car, that dream house, that dream relationship, whatever it is that would be the ideal for you. That's the better feeling story. Now, the one thing that 5-year-olds have over all of us is the power of their imagination. A 5-year-old can get on a broom and ride it around the entire house, and we say, get off the broom, and the 5-year-old says, it's not a broom, it's a horse. Now, the 5-year-old absolutely thinks that's a horse. Well, we've lost that ability to imagine the same way that the 5-year-old has because of reality. Reality takes away our imagination, but your journaling gives you the opportunity to get back with that relationship with your imagination, and that's the third technique, is the better feeling story. Now, it's going to be tricky or maybe even difficult for many people to start off because you have to blow the dust off of your imagination to start to tell this better feeling story. But let me share this with you. You can't achieve anything like in the very last video. You can't achieve anything that you're not aiming for, that you haven't envisioned within yourself. The more that you start to write about the things that it is that you see, be it goals, accomplishing those goals, that's going to create a lot of personal power for you to take your life to the next level. And that's an incredible benefit of journaling. Now, the fourth approach to journaling is something that a lot of people out there have heard of before, but I can't overstate the importance of taking on this approach, and it's called gratitude journaling. What gratitude journaling does, very much like a positive recap or a good feeling story, is it allows you to focus on the things that are going well in your situation, in your life, in any dynamic that you're experiencing. It allows you to give thanks for those things. Now, what we appreciate, appreciates. What we appreciate, appreciates. That just means that the things that we give positive attention to and we say thank you for those things in our life, they actually begin to grow, they begin to expand. And I'm not going to tell you what it is in your life that you appreciate. You can go anywhere from relationships to money to your health to any aspect of something that's going well in your life. A technique that you may want to even take on here is think about the things that you may take for granted that you have that other people have a challenge with. It could be the fact that you've always been able to be in perfect health and you know people that haven't been in perfect health. You may have a great relationship with your kids and other people not so much. Just think about on a daily basis the things that it is that you may take for granted or that you outright appreciate. What you appreciate appreciates. And those are the 4 different techniques that I can share with you. 1, we just did the basic recap. 2, a good feeling story that lets you know, hey, it's not as bad as I thought it was. 3, the better feeling story that allows you to use your imagination. And then 4, the gratitude journal that allows you to just give appreciation for the great things that are happening in your life. I'm also going to give you a link to the journal that I use. This is 400 pages, 30 lines. It absolutely just takes about 15 minutes for me to fill up 1 sheet of paper. If you just said, hey, I want to fill up a sheet of paper a day, 1 journal would last you an entire year, maybe 2 years if you do a journal entry almost every other day. So again, we always like to let you know that life gets better and change doesn't happen in a day, change happens daily. Thanks so much for joining me, and I can't wait to see the benefits of what happens when you start the journal in your life. Take care, family.